Hello, all my Sagittarians. Welcome to your timeless love reading. The purpose of this reading, we're going to just look into your love adventure that's going to be happening over the next 1 to 3 months, depending on when you come across this video. It's, of course, timeless. And because it is a general reading, it'll vary by individual. So anywhere between the next month to 3 months is when this will apply for you. Before we get started, I always just love to greet the Creator and welcome you to be here with us. We're so grateful for your presence, and we're extremely grateful for your unconditional love that you have for each and every single one of us. So thank you and welcome. And we also welcome the host of beings of unconditional love and light out there, all our guides and guardian angels, our loved ones on the other side, just that whole group of beautiful loving beings. We welcome you and thank you for being here with us. So the format we're going to start off with here is I'm going to pull a card here from the archetype cards from Carolyn Miss, and this is going to be, what would the Creator like us to know about our pain of the past? Where's that pain originating from? And the purpose of this is because on our journey of self-love and loving others, the only the filter that we're able to love through depends on our self-love. So we can only love others as much as we love ourselves, and we can only accept love from others as much as we love ourselves. So that's what we're going to be looking at here, is just to see what what pain from our past is kind of shadowing over that self-love, or the clogging like the pipeline. Right, Creator, for Sagittarians, what would you like them to know about the pain from their past? Okay. All right, and we got the Liberator, and we're going to actually look at the shadow side of this. So this is individuals who imposed their own tyranny over those they claim to liberate. And they ignored legitimate constraints. So someone without boundaries, someone who you probably heard a lot of, I'm doing this for your own good. Someone that thought their way was the best way and didn't ask you about what you wanted. Or even when you said what you wanted, they, didn't validate it, didn't even listen to you. It's almost like, yeah, I understand what you want, but, so there were a lot of buts. They were a butthead, right? So they were the person that, that really impacted your life, that had their own thoughts and beliefs about what should be in a relationship, whether that's, an intimate relationship or like a familial, like family, or friends, even work. Can be involved in this too. So this person that thought they were doing so much for you and setting you free was actually just making you feel more and more suppressed and caged in. We'll get clarification on here too through these little love oracle cards. So we'll get some additional clarification for this for you as well. Like this, as soon as I saw that torch, I thought of like an Olympian, someone who thought they were the best in the world, and listen to them because they know best. All right, Creator, what else would you like us Sagittarians to know about their past pain? Okay. Wants to be known. Just do it this way to start off. Anything else? Yep. Okay. So separation. This was sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of the future. What I'm getting from this is, even though it's kind of two things. For some of you, it's where you didn't allow that to happen very long, and so they So you ended, that situation because it became too much for you to handle that, but you still missed him, but you didn't miss that part of him. There's other things that you put up for a long time because you like the other things with them, like their sense of humor or their sense of style or their looks, different things that kept you, it enough on this, area where you're like, well, I'm going to still stick with you. But eventually it was like, no, you being this much of a butthead outweighed all the other things. And then you chose to leave that. And of course, then on the other side of things too, they, because you didn't listen to their advice, they left you, and because they were like, well, if it's my way or the highway, okay, you chose the highway, I'm out, but they still would communicate with you and talk to you. I miss you, but what I love for the majority of you, I'm feeling is like, you know what? Yeah, I miss you too. But we're never, ever getting back together. The Taylor Swift song popped into my head. So I love that for you. Yep, and stabbed in the back. Heartbreak, pain, separation again, deception, shocking attack. And yeah, I can see that a lot of this, it's like you could never do anything right in their eyes. They always had a better way or a different way of doing it, right? So you just felt like, what am I even in this relationship for? It feels like if it was like an intimate relationship, you felt like you were the child and they were the parent, and they were always lecturing you. And then, of course, this can also be a relationship with your parent, which definitely makes sense then of, you just felt like you could never do anything right. And you just would shut down and went internal because you didn't want to share anything, because why share anything? It's not going to be good enough anyway. And then you have wedding rings. So union, wedding, married, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. And I love, how this connects in with this here, because it was like I have this message of wanting a perfect wedding, wanting the perfect romance, wanting the perfect this, wanting the perfect that. And you were, you had your own expectations and your own desires of way to do things that you wanted to have happen, but you weren't as adamant about it as this person was. And I feel like it almost, like for some of you, it was like getting toward the wedding, getting toward that place in your life was so exhausting that it actually ended at one, not happening at all, or one, making it not the joyous occasion that you wanted to do, because there was so much pressure around it being perfect. All right, so those are kind of these pains that are coming across in there, because, they beat you down so much that they even had you thinking that you were the crazy one, that you were the one that was always wrong. And so you started to doubt yourself, and then they left. And so you have this self-doubt in here, and this, it's like this feeling of, I'm not worthy enough to have it my way because I don't know anything. What I want isn't what is normal. It's kind of that feeling around that. We're going to look into here too. We're going to just look at what our current energies are that you're experiencing or that are being brought to your face. And for that, we're going to look into the Oracle of the Seven Energies by Clever and Reed, and see what the Creator would like you to know about the current energies that are facing you. What has brought you to this reading today? All right, Creator, what do you want Sagittarians to know about their current energy? Okay. Close encounters of the third kind. And I love this. It's number 10. Remember I talked about in here about feeling caged and suppressed and caged in. So all these emotions are being brought up to you. You know, you're this beautiful butterfly that is transforming, and you've been doing so much internal work that you truly have transformed who you are, both physically, emotionally, spiritually, soulfully, and but you still feel caged, and you're have come out of your cocoon and you're ready to fly, and so all these emotions are coming up for you right now. Let me see what else it mentions in here in the book. So the key energies for this card are vulnerability as a strength, letting others see your wounds as well as your strengths, and setting healthy boundaries. I love that. That's what's jumping out for me for this one. So this is a time of connection that asks for you to be vulnerable and authentic. Let go of any social masks or constructs you use to keep yourself apart from others. Lower your shields and allow yourself to step into a dance of intimacy. When you become close to people, you remind yourself that you are not alone. You're part of a beautiful, meaningful bond. At a deep spiritual level, there are so many lessons offered to you in this closeness. At a social level, intimate relationships help you ignite the spark of life that is the power of affinity. You flourish as a result of offering emotional honesty, a true desire for equality, love, friendship, and laughter. We aren't meant to be alone, yet sometimes we're wounded and we build walls around ourselves so we don't get hurt again. So it's time to be honest about yours and step from behind that barrier and engage in all of life. This is a beautiful opportunity to allow your vulnerability to be your strengths as you choose to live in integrity and without artifice. Even if your work life, this mode of connection allows you to be truly present. When you live this way, everything and everyone thrives. You have no need to defend yourself when you're being truly and utterly you, empowered by your raw openness and willingness to be seen. In this way, your close encounters will not fail you. There is much to celebrate when you stand eye to eye, shoulder to shoulder, sharing your heart. And I love that because this was all about, you're not good enough and your ideas are, lower than mine and blah, 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 which, created all that where you felt down here and everyone else was up here. And this whole close encounters is allowing you to come to this place where you don't judge the others and you don't judge yourself, where you allow yourself to be your authentic you, and you allow others to be the authentic them. And even when they're like, you're not doing what I want you to do, you're just like, I love you, and let's agree. Sometimes it's agree to disagree, or I just want to be me, is that okay? And they're like, no. Then you're like, well, maybe we should spend some time apart. Because you don't need to settle for that anymore. We'll get some clarification on this Close Encounters too through this little everyday tarot deck here. Let's see what else the creator would like to tell you about this. Current energies. All right, creator, what else would you like Sagittarians to know about these close encounters in the current energy? It's funny, because I was calling them a butthead, and then Close Encounters reminds me of aliens, and then, aliens are all about the butt probes, right? There we go. There's one. I feel like there's going to be a couple more here. Okay, yep, there's two, and there's three. Thank you. And I love this. This is the Hanged Man, so definitely seeing things from a different perspective, seeing yourself from a higher perspective, because you're hanging from a tree, you're seeing things, again, upside, this way. You're seeing things from a different standpoint. And you're not being tortured, you're not being punished here. It's a willingness to see things from a new perspective. This card it's kind of based on Odin, who in the mythology, he allowed himself to be hung upside down, from a tree to learn new knowledge and new wisdom. And so that's what this is all about for you, is this, this energy is for you to see things from a whole new perspective, to see you from a whole new perspective. Yep, and you got the Eight of Swords here, which shows you that, this cage that you're being bound in, even though we can blame others, for you put me in this situation, you're making me feel this way. Unfortunately, what this means is that we are the ones that are binding ourselves, our own swords, our thoughts and beliefs, or our own thoughts and beliefs are what are keeping us feeling trapped and caged in, making us feel bound and blinded. And so this experience that you're going through here is for your, and take your time. She's, not an aggressive, she still holds her sword to protect herself, but she also has the open hand, which is welcoming. So it's that balance between knowing when to protect yourself and knowing when to have an openness to things as well. So I got a queen and a knight. Nice little story. Yep. And of course, temperance. So again, if you had any doubt about balance, then there you go. She's has 1 foot in water, 1 foot on land, which is basically what the Queen of Swords does, right? She's balancing her emotions with the grounding and the earthly, and I love the 2 cups is like this alchemist of pouring 2 different things and balancing them, mixing and keeping that equilibrium going. And temperance, of course, is all about everything within reason. So with your fire, you have a tendency, and of course, depending on the rest of your chart too, but being a fire sign, you have this fire that you just like to act, and then you think. And this is all about think before you act and just balance everything out. It doesn't mean that you don't, you can't do anything. It's like balance body and soul. It's not all body, it's not all soul. It's that balance in between those. So I love that current energy that's being brought to you. So it's about action, taking action, but balancing as you go forward. Don't overdo it. And then we're going to move into here and talk about what choice is going to be coming to you, within this 1 to 3 months. And for that, we're going to pull a card here from the Path of the Soul Destiny card. To see what the Creator would like you to know about the choices that are coming up for you in the next 1 to 3 months. What would you like Leos to know about the choices that are coming up? Okay, there we go. Yep, you got number 1 here. And I love all that vibrancy. That is so beautiful. And we'll see what that card means in her deck. There we go. Creation. You are a creator. It signifies a strengthening in your energetic field to bring those things which you require into physical manifestation. Creation is happening quickly, from thought into form. Be conscious of what thoughts you are having. The time between the thought and its appearance in the physical will be quick. So now is the time to get clear about what you desire in life. the universal energies are working with you to bring your desires to fruition. So perfect. I love that. So we were all talking about, the thoughts here and mastering your thoughts, and finding out what you truly desire. And so this whole journey that you've been on has been about understanding what you want and what you don't want. And this balancing takes you out of this fast cycle of patterns where you're almost I thought I read somewhere about addiction somewhere, but it might just be coming into my head. But it's like this addictive serial monogamist, where you get into a relationship, it doesn't work out, you get out of a relationship, but quickly back into another. You don't spend a lot of time slowing that process down, where when you're out of a relationship, you don't jump back into one, you wait a little bit, and then you go back into one. And then if you go out of that relationship, then you take and you slow it down. And it's more time outside of the relationship, reflecting and understanding more of what you want. And so that's what this whole this whole journey of love that you have going for you there. We'll get clarification on this too from this Light Seers Tarot. See what additional information, validation, or confirmation the Creator would like to give you regarding your choices coming up. All right, Creator, what else do you want Leos to know about their choices coming up the next 1 to 3 months? Okay. Any others? No. For this one, they're just going to give you one. This is the Page of Wands. And of course, the wands are all the fire, and you can see how, woohoo, she is in here. And what I feel the message for your reading here is, as you go through all this, you don't realize how much energy you invest in maintaining this, and about maintaining that cycle I was talking about. And when you start taking yourself first, like it mentioned here, put yourself first, you get this flood of all this energy that stays with you instead of you investing it and giving it out. And you're just like, you have so much energy, you just feel like you can't contain it. You're so excited, and it's a new type of energy that you haven't felt to this extreme before, because you have invested so much time in finding the one, finding that soulmate, finding that person that's supposed to complete you. But one of the things that you realize as you look through all that is that especially when you focus on yourself, you realize that when we're talking about you can only love others as much as you love yourself, and you can only accept love from others as much as you love yourself. The more you find that self-love, the more you experience just the beauty and joyful, peaceful, loving emotions that come with the world when you come from a place of inner love instead of trying to control and get external love. And the last oracle we're going to pull from here is going to be talking about your future energies that will be coming up, and we're going to pull a card here from the Journey of Love oracle. Just see what the Creator would like you to know about your future energies. And this will be depending on the time frame there. Like your fire blew out. Let me just light that back up here. Since you're a fire sign, don't be afraid that you will be alone, or that your flame is going to go out. It's actually going to become even a brighter flame as you go through this here. All right, Creator, what else would you like Leo to know about their future energy? And that'll be toward the end of the 1 month. to 3 month period. So however it is for you, it's going to vary by person because this is a general reading. But this is like the energies that you'll be looking at. And this says the temple, and that's number 59. Which when you add 9 and 5 is 14. 4 and 1 is 5, which this was the number 5 as well. So I love that synchronicity with that. But that's a beautiful images here. You can see the temple. You know, your body is the temple, right? Let's see what message comes here. So it says the lover and the beloved meet in a sacred place. They take respite from cares of the world, entering into sanctuary where only they exist. You are in need of this. Meditation, making love, connection and dance, intimacy and surrender into the moment. Your body and soul need to enter into the temple and participate in sacred ceremony. Choose to gift this to yourself. Set aside time. Turn off the computer and your mobile telephone. Turn on music and set the lighting. Be in the present moment. Do you remember your body? Ah, yes, here it is. Can you be in its temple with presence and delight? This oracle brings guidance to take time out to smell the flowers, savor the pleasures of life, and renew your connection to the inner lover. Your sensuality wants to come out and play. You're encouraged to explore scent, touch, taste, and feeling. You're encouraged to play with color. What moves you? What brings you into connection with yourself in this moment again? It is the wholeness of divine self-connection in sacred space that will will best nourish you now. Beautiful. I love it. Body and soul. This energy toward the end is that you learn to find that inner love, that inner connection, that inner senses and emotions, and you get to, like I mentioned before, the more you find that self-love, the more everything in your senses just feels so much more expansive. You know, what you taste and smell and see and hear and feel, you know, it just expands even more so. So, you know, don't feel like you're taking away from yourself. This journey that you're going to be on actually just expands your ability to feel in the external world by expanding your inner world. And then lastly, we'll also get clarification on that from the Light Seers Tarot. Just do a good shuffle here. All right, Creator, what else would you like Leos to know about their future energies? Okay. Any others? Okay, one more time. Okay, nope. That is it. So your final card, yep, Queen of Cups. I love that. Feeling your emotions. And this is, the Queen of Cups is about the inner, you know, it's the feminine energy. It's like the High Priestess. She connects to the depths of her subconscious. She is able to sit within her emotions and feel content and to see the connection to the higher realm. And I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful ending to all this because it just basically reiterates everything that comes with this inner temple, because that's our inner temple. That's our emotions, that's our subconscious, that's our connection to the higher realm. And so I really feel, you know, when you're in this inner temple, you're not alone. You know, this alone feeling here is about being physically alone, but you can be in a crowd of people and still feel alone because you feel alone on the inside. And so this whole journey is about you connecting to that inner love, that inner presence, that inner temple, coming to that sacred space where you connect to the higher realm, right? You connect to the mother and father of all things. You connect to your spirit guides, your guardian angels and your loved ones on the other side, and all that other host of magical beings of unconditional love and light that want to give you that unconditional love, that are always continually giving it to you. It's just becoming aware of it. And then you never feel alone again. It's an amazing, amazing journey. I'm so excited this for you. Just know that as you go through all this, that every second you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And I love you too. We're going to leave it there. We'll talk to you soon. You take care.